Hello again, everyone. Day 22. Goodness, the time is racing away. 22, it's nearly Christmas. Nearly Christmas. For day 22, again, I've had a look. I've had a little play. I've had a cut. And this is what I'm going to show you today. It is a bunch of pebbles or cobbles or whatever. So this pair of dies is an embossing pair of dies. They don't actually cut anything right out of the card. They cut into it, make some cut lines and leave some impressions. So there are, lots of ways of using them, really and truly. So what I did was cut a panel for one of my small regular sized cards, and onto the panel I embossed these two dies, and it just looks like a pathway, or could be anything really. I mean, you could have it as the facing of a house or any road, anything. Lots of choices. So I just made a little grounding in this corner, and looking through my dies to see what I could find to be on that grounding was one from last year's calendar. Those of you who had last year's will recognise him, or if you even saw my videos last year, you'll recognise him. It's this very, very cute frog. So I thought we'd have the frog sort of on the pathway there. From this year's, a couple of the grasses, and I thought we could have the grasses kind of like that. And his face is so smug. He's smiling away. And I thought I would give him a rather fun sentiment. So I did it on the computer, and it says, "Kiss me, I'm a prince." So that's what I have a fancy for doing today. So we'll see how we go. I'm not sure if that mightn't be a bit too big, whether I should have two small lots there, really. Don't want to overshadow the frog, do I? I'll see. I have cut some out up here, so I can just choose and see what I want. So that's my plan. What I thought I would do to colour the pebbles is watercolour pencils. So I've taken up my box of watercolour pencils. Here they are. And I thought we would have kind of grey with a bit of sort of perhaps mud between, if you know what I mean. So what shall we choose? Let's have this warmish grey. What's it called? Funnily enough, it's called warm grey 2. And with that, I think we'll just have this mud sort of colour. What's this? Burnt ochre. So that's going to go around. I think I only need 2 colours. That'll probably do absolutely fine. So let's put a little colour onto these. So the stones are going to be the warm grey, and the bits in between are going to be the, whatever it was, did I say burnt ochre, was it? So we'll see. We'll see how we go. Just give a little bit. I could do with a slightly harder surface. Let's just put it onto here. My silicone mat is being a bit resistant to the pressure from the pencil. I'm just adding some colour to the bottom part of each of the pebbles, and then I'll drag it around a bit more. It only needs to be really subtle, as far as I'm concerned, this colouring. This is just going to be a little bit in between. Just in and around. Doesn't need to be much at all. It looks, because this is lifting here, where the line is cut right through, I may need to stick this directly onto the card base. We'll see. Just add a little bit more of the colour like this. I'm using the pencil kind of flat. Says she as if she knows what she's doing. But it just kind of works for me. Okay. There we go. Right, this time I haven't got my water and a brush. I've got a water brush. So let's just get this colour activated with the water and then just move it around a little bit. This is just the burnt ochre that I'm touching for the moment. I'm not touching the rest, not touching the grey for the moment. Right. I just love the reaction to watch what happens to the colour once you hit it with a dab of water. There we go. And I'm just going to give this a bit of a rub on a paper towel just to make sure I've taken away the brown. We're now going to the grey. Here we go. It's really pale actually. I think it'll do though. Probably should have had just a tad darker really. Never mind. I might just try a little, just a little. Let me just see. Have a slightly darker, warmish grey. This is quite a bit darker, but we'll just see how it goes. I'll take the pencils out of the way. Okay, my husband has informed me that he's home. There we go. Because this is damp now, this is being activated slightly differently. So, there we go. I think I'm going to have to stop. He said he's got something for me to put away in the freezer. Oh, dear Lord. I will see you in one moment. Well, the panic is over. I've returned. So let's just do a little bit more to this. Oh, dear. I'm very happy that he does the shopping, but he's hopeless at trying to put anything away. Can't manage. Oh, dear me. Anyway, we're done now. We're all ready. Things are where they're supposed to be, and all's well with the world. Right. Let's just diffuse this just a little bit. There we go. I think that will do. Just a dark bit there, but it's fine. Right, that is the place where my frog is going to sit. It's like halfway up the stairs, isn't it? Right, here we go. He's going to go kind of there. I think that'll be okay. Right, I think I'll just put two of these together. Not sure which glue I want to use. Perhaps I'll use a bit of this. Never know which one I want to use for the best, really. Let's just join him together. What I plan on doing is to do some layers, as I often do, and I'm going to have his legs further back so that they won't have quite as many layers as the body and the head and the front legs, so that they just look a bit more in perspective, if you know what I mean. Right, there's our dude. Isn't he sweet? He does look smug, doesn't he? Just wondering how to colour him. I think I may use some inks and then maybe a glaze or even emboss him. I don't know. Who knows? Let's just see. Just push through the bits that are holding them on. So I can put that on the top of there, and then his body is slightly further forward than his back legs, and I thought I would just cut the eyes out of that and pop them on the top. So do we do the back layer first? Let's just colour the back layer first. I'll move that out of the way to keep it in some semblance of cleanliness. Right, what shall we have our frog? A bit of peeled paint, forest moss. Forest moss is over this side somewhere, I think. Yeah, there it is. Okay, forest moss and I very rarely use crushed olive. It's not a colour that I kind of gravitate towards really, but it's kind of frog colour, isn't it really? So let's have some crushed olive and twisted citron or shabby shutters. Don't know. Let's just do these two to start with. Okay, let's have just a bit of forest moss. Spritz of water. And this is just the back layer, isn't it? Yeah, there's the front one. Okay. I have some of that on him as well. Let's try the crushed olive. Perhaps I'll put this on as is and then add the water to him. Let's see, I need something a bit greener. This is looking all kind of yellowy. Let's try mowed lawn. That's real green, isn't it? Okay. 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 I may add some shading later. Let's just see. I'm keeping this bit for his eyes to go on the top. So a bit more of the darker stuff. Let's just put it straight onto his legs. The side of his head. Okay. That's okay. I just clean my fingers. I've done that on the side of his head and thought it looks fabulous, but of course this one's going to go on the top, isn't it? Going to have to do some to that as well. So let me just do that now. There we go. Right. Clean the old fingers. I'm going to look like the Green Thumb Brigade. Right. Let me join them together. I like just messing about with ink. It's just so much fun. Right. There we are. Oh dear, it's funny. Just wondering what to do over the top. Let's try a bit more of this one. Right, I think he'll do. We'll do his eyes in a minute. I'll pop his eyes on. Let's give him a chance to dry. He looks kind of blotchy. I think that's quite cool actually. Right, let's I'll do his eyes later. Let's just do some of the reeds. Right, for the reeds, something similar but different colours. Where's my... Okay. I may make him shiny. Either with a glitter gloss or just emboss him with some clear embossing powder. I'll see. I think I might emboss him. That'd be fun. Right, let's do these grassy, reedy, whatever they are. And what colour shall we have for those? I want a bit of a contrast between the frog and the reeds, but I want them to kind of go. So let's have some peeled paint. And I think we'll go with shabby shutters with that as well. There we go, slightly lighter. Okay, water and dunk. Should have put some gloves on really, shouldn't I? I'm doing all of them. Don't know whether I'm going to use all of them or stack them or what, but we'll see. Let's get a bit of colour. Smooshing, I think that's what you call this technique, where you dunk paper into ink or paint or whatever. Okay, right, let's just put a bit of the darker onto these. I am getting in a pickle with the old fingers, I'm afraid. That's all right. I just like the variance of colours, including some of the white as well, actually. Right, let's just, this one needs a bit more something. Don't know whether I'll put it on the top of the, underneath really. Let's just see. Okay, swipe away the residue. Now, let's see. I'm going to have to give my fingers a wipe. Should have worn gloves. Quite like the colours of the reeds. I think they look quite nice. Okay. Now then. I was wondering whether that's too big. No, No, I think that's okay, actually. Have 2 of these. Just 1. Kiss me, I'm a prince. Right, let's put his eyes on. Give him white eyes. This is going to be fiddly. I'll put a dab of glue ready. Only needs a tiny bit. Right, let's see if we can get his eyes out of here. Put my glasses on for this. It's just 2 little bits that need to be there. This is his left eye. There we go. And his right eye. I'm getting dirty finger marks over everything. There we go. I think I've got too much ink on, too much glue on there. Okay. There's his other eye. Okay. And I think I will add just a little shading with a marker, because I want to be a bit more delicate with it. So there's his nose. Let's try this one. There we go. There we are. There we are. Okay, now I think we will try. I don't know if this is going to work, but we will try. Because when I put it onto the Versamark, his eyes might come off, because they're not really set just yet. Can you see? We'll try very gently. Just very gently. Okay. And here I have, that's twinkle. I don't want twinkle. There's my clear embossing powder. Okay. His eyes are still on. Not sure if he's got ink all over him, but we'll see. Okay. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but there's one way to find out, isn't there? It looks like he's going to need heating from underneath, because he's got rather a lot of powder on there. So let me just, I'll turn the sound down while I do this. He's not too bad. He's not too bad at all. Right, I think I'll put some Wink of Stella, not Wink of Stella, glitter gloss on these, and then I think we're going to be kind of getting in business, really. Let's just see. I'm going to have to clean up my fingers. Goodness, what a mess. Are we coming out? There it is. That's better. There we are. Oh, lovely. Lovely. Now, just to put it together. I may have to give a little black dot into his eyes once it's all settled down, but let me just give a quick wipe of here. And then we can just pop him on. Right. There's our frog. Perhaps I'll put the big one there. I think I might put it that way. And I may well put a little bit of grass around. So all I've got to do is pop it on. I'm not doing it now because my fingers are kind of messy. I'm going to have to just place it and then stick it in a moment or two. So there we go. Day 22. I may well stick these behind just to give it a bit more depth. But I need to go and wash my hands and then I'll assemble the card and we'll be in business, as I said. So have a lovely day, the rest of it, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.